Hey there, traders and investors. It's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap and an MJ sector review. Going to do a short video today. And in today's video, we'll just look at the broader market. We'll do the MJ sector all in one. And there wasn't really much news to go over today, so we'll skip that. And then we'll just look at the charts and what we can expect into next week. So before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. If you didn't see the video that I put out earlier today on Hexocorp, check that out. But essentially, they have a new production facility that they're going to be purchasing in Colorado, northern Colorado. And there was some news out from Zenovis as well about their Zen farm receiving a license for production and distribution. So check out that video for more details on that. But taking a look at the crypto space, so we are seeing a nice recovery across the board in stocks, in tech stocks, which have been really weak. And after that Elon Musk comment, we saw a nice recovery today in the last couple of days in the crypto space. We also had an update on XRP today. So essentially the SEC and XRP didn't really do anything really in reaction to this, but the SEC and Ripple were basically just going back and forth, and XRP's just been going up with the market. So not attributing any of this strength or anything like that to anything that happened at the SEC, but essentially we're still in limbo mode. Gary Gensler is the new SEC chairman, and there's going to be a petition sent to him basically of I think there's thousands of people who are petitioning that the SEC investigate and the court investigates what Jay Clayton did, as there seems to be an ulterior motive there, but we'll leave it at that. So even Doge seeing a nice bounce today. We're actually seeing a huge bounce from the low of yesterday. We are up about 70%, almost 70%. So congrats to the bulls there. I know there were some people in our group that bought that dip. So taking a look at Bitcoin, it is a daily inside bar, and based on the size of that range, that was to be expected. But we'll see which way that breaks. If we break bullish, then we start the daily bounce. If we break it bearish, we continue with daily consolidation, and we'll be watching the correlation to altcoins to see whether or not they start to outperform Bitcoin or not. So the S&P 500, we'll look at the broader market here. I'll put some timestamps in the description below. So if you remember the video from yesterday, so we had a gap to fill here at the top, which I was, leaning towards us. We were closer to that gap than we were at the end of yesterday than we were to the gap at 400. So we had the gap here at 417.81, and we had the daily inside bar. So if you remember from my video from yesterday, I said if we break that bullish, so if we broke the high of the previous daily candle, which we did, we were likely going to go fill that gap above. But if we broke it bearish, then we were likely going to fill that gap below at 400. So sure enough, we broke it bullish today. We were changing the hourly trend yesterday, so everything was pointing in the direction of upward and onward, but we didn't know for sure, right? Because we didn't get the follow through. But today we got the follow through and the gap fill. So if you were wondering when SPY was going to top out this afternoon, that's what I mentioned in the group earlier to private members. I said, be cautious. We are seeing this gap pretty much filled. And if we just look at the hourly chart, we had no hourly high or low really from all the way down at 407.84. Once we broke the high here at 412.01, that confirmed the hourly uptrend. But again, we pretty much filled that gap and came within a few pennies. And like I said, we haven't seen any hourly consolidation. So we just started hourly consolidation. I said, don't be surprised to see some profit taking into the end of the week after a wild week. And sure enough, we started to see that profit taking here with only about 11 minutes left in the day. Did the video a little earlier today. Just looking to get a head start into the weekend. It's Friday. I don't know about you, but it's been a long week, and I'm looking forward to cracking a few Coors and Hexo beverages. So SPY bouncing back here, but in a 5-minute downtrend into the end of the day. And at this point, it's an hourly bull flag if we do not see much of a pullback. But essentially, we'll pull back to around the 415 area and still be an hourly bull flag. So taking a look at the weekly, since this is the end of the week. So again, what have I been saying all along? As long as we maintain EMA 12, we dip below, that's fine, but we are ending up closing the week above that level. And let's just take a look at the weekly time frame and the chart here. So the MACD still bullish. It is looking to cross, potentially see a bear cross. The stochastic has already crossed bearish, and we did dip below the 10-week moving average, but again, we saved it and we're closing above it. A lot can happen in 10 minutes, but I'm highly skeptical that we're going to close below the low of this weekly candle or below EMA 12 from here. That's all the way down at 406.19. So that was the most important thing, to maintain the weekly uptrend, maintain the weekly EMA 12, which has been holding since all the way back in October. So no red flags whatsoever. This is all healthy. We did lose the daily uptrend, but creating enough space here to form another potential daily higher low and higher high changed the trend. QQQ, the tech sector, which has been weak, didn't quite get to EMA 12. So again, daily downtrend. In effect, we're not in a downtrend on SPY. We lost the uptrend, but on QQQ, we're in a daily downtrend. So we need to be skeptical here as well, because this could be a lower high and a potential continuation of that downtrend. The dollar also consolidating today, but again, it's attempting a possible trend change reversal of its own. As long as we can form a higher low compared to 89.98 and then break resistance here at 90.90, then that will confirm an uptrend, and that would not be that great for stocks. IWM, nice bounce today, up nearly 2.5%. SMH with a great day today, up about 3.5%. But again, couldn't muster a bounce over EMA 12, and we're in a daily downtrend. So as long as we're in a daily downtrend, we remain skeptical of the semiconductors and the tech sector. So moving on, TAN sector up 5% today. Nice bounce, but really just a possible daily bear flag at this point. There's not really much going on. It's a pretty small bounce, but we'll see pretty much daily inside bars everywhere, right? TAN daily inside bar that broke bullish, and then we had oil daily inside bar, but nice bounce today, up over 2.5%. Gold daily inside bar that broke bullish, and silver as well. Gold getting close to a new high here and continuing the daily uptrend. So again, we said on this channel for a while now that metals have been extremely strong, even when that market was, pulling back and the S&P 500 was losing its daily uptrend. Here's gold and silver maintaining it. Biotech sector up over 3.5% today. Nice day as well, but again, just maintaining this pattern of a potential lower high and not able to close over EMA 12. So we're a little skeptical at this point. XLE broke the high of yesterday, trying to close near the high of the day. The energy sector, XLF, the financial sector, extremely strong, up nearly 2%, closing near the high. 7 minutes left, and we have the all-time high there at 38.26. And we're getting close. So we've been seeing a lot of strength in the financial sector, and rotation. Haven't even started weekly consolidation yet. And again, if multiple names start weekly consolidation, that's going to impact SPY in a big way, and we can see some significant correction. But at this point, still maintaining the weekly uptrend, and that is the most important factor on the S&P 500. Healthcare sector bouncing, but pulling back a little bit here now, possibly ending with a doji, a little bit of indecision. So taking a look at our individual tickers, we had MVMD, GME, and Disney leading the decline. Disney didn't have the greatest reaction to their earnings report. Dash seeing a huge day, up over 22%. Congrats to the bulls there. Riot, JMA, and Snow. So as the topic of the day, we're going to focus on VFF. And why was VFF up today? Like, why were we up over 10% basically is the question that a lot of people are probably having today. And that is really just no other reason than we were extended. We are seeing the daily oversold bounce underway. We did break the high of yesterday at 868. We got as high as 874, but it's a possible daily bear flag at this point, and we are in a daily downtrend. So again, we need to be skeptical, but I mentioned, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that I was taking a trade on VFF. I'm all out now, but from the lows here, you can see that we were down at 776, and we hit a high of 874. So in just one day from those lows, let's just do a quick percentage. So the 13%, and again, we could potentially be we're closing to the high of the day. Maybe we test EMA 12 as well, up around $9. So again, from these lows just to the recent lower high was 47% bounce. So I don't think it's over yet, and we could see further continuation into next week. And it's looking good. On the weekly time frame, trying to create a lower wick here. We could still see that EMA 12 and 26 bear cross though. And just bringing up VFF on the weekly. It's pretty bearish. Let's bring it up on the moving averages. But We did have the 50 crossing through the 200 and the 100 on the weekly, which is very bullish. And we are saving, we tested the 100 weekly moving average at 805, but we're saving it, closing above it, and now trying to close over the 50 weekly moving average at 904. But I highly doubt that's going to happen here in about 5 minutes. And we got pretty extended there. Again, we got very, very far away from the 200-day moving average. So I was expecting a bounce, and I don't think it's over yet. We also have the 200-day moving average, which might act as resistance up at 1246. So that's a long ways away. And taking a look at VFF on the weekly VWAP, it's sitting at 1177. So still a ways away as well. And the 10-week moving average sitting at 1550, but that's the TSX ticker. So 1247. So again, are we potentially going to be hovering back to that moving average? If so, I could see an explosive move here, maybe into Monday and next week, and maybe even test $10 as soon as Monday, especially if we see continuation in the S&P 500 and we get a sector bounce. But taking a look at the rest of the sector, so on the bear list, we had N, ACB, and XLY. ACB getting slammed, Aurora, after its earnings report bombed. VLNS, VFF, and NSP led the bull list today. And just checking in on Hexo, so we did close above EMA 26, that is good. And we're closing strong here. And we're attempting a weekly trend change, so here we are with our higher low. Now we just need to break 753 and confirm that weekly uptrend, and then we're likely heading back to the $11 mark and recent highs, as we would then be in a daily uptrend, a weekly uptrend, and a monthly uptrend, and a lack of resistance here on the daily all the way up until 753. So I bought the dip today, daily inside bar. It was a possible hourly inverse head and shoulders as well here into the end of the day. So we'll see if we can get that confirmation into next week. The target would be about 650. And we also have the EMAs there on the daily around 640, 642 it looks like, 641. And ACB, oh man, train wreck. Reverse split, 12 to 1, daily oversold. Might need a reverse split again, or just simply call it quits, or forfeit and let Hexo buy them. That would be exceptional. But I'm not sure Hexo would even want them at this point. So CGC daily inside bar, lots of daily inside bars out there. MSOS had one as well. And bam, I added to my position today. We had support at 40 cents. And I added today, we got as low as 43 cents. I think I filled at 44. And taking a look at the bull and bear list, we had BMMJ, TAUG, and BioHarvest. On the bull list, we had GRWG, nice reaction after its earnings a couple of days ago, BEV and FLGC, and shout out to IIPR and CXXI. Taking a look at some of our big MSOs, so TrueLeave, daily inside bar after its earnings report were, record quarterly sales, but not really seeing much going on. Daily inside bar, and yeah, I do videos on MSOs, and it just seems like no one cares. No one cares about them at the moment. I hold them. I'm an owner. I'm long-term bullish. I have a big position in MSOS as well, which is a basket of all the MSOs and all the big U.S. companies focused on MJ in the States. But it just seems like, the big money, and I mean, for me personally, I can't really trade these names because, well, I can, but they're just not on major, they're not as liquid as, say, a Canopy Growth or an Aurora or, somebody like a Tilray or somebody that's listed on a NYSE or an NASDAQ. I trade primarily with US dollars as denominating currency, and most of my, I have two accounts, one Canadian, one American, but I trade primarily on the exchanges with the most volume and the most liquidity. So going to edit there. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Again, happy it's Friday. Can't wait to crack a few Molos and a couple Coors. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you bright and early on Monday and after market close. And let's hope for some positive news in the MJ sector. I can feel it. I think it's going to be a positive summer. And if we can just get over this economic crisis that's on our hands, I think we have a bright future ahead of us. especially for the MJ space. Looking real forward to the end of 2021. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon.